my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't, that's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want.
Welcome back, everybody. You've joined me just as we've tried to change out the old PTO here to flip it around from 540 to 1000. Someone told me I could get some better performance out of some of my implements if I would do that. They would run a little faster, so we're trying it, and it's just stuck in there. I'm trying to pull it. Maybe you guys can help me here. We'll get it pulled out. Whew. Yeah. I'm gonna set that over here on the step. We'll put that back in there once we get some grease. So as you can tell, you've just joined me back. The end of the last episode, we just got done seeding. And I'm actually post-recording the intro here. I kind of had to go back and redo it, so for any of you sneaky viewers, you might have seen a couple of things that happens in this episode already. And if you have, go ahead and put it down in the comments what you think those things may be. There's been a couple little spoilers I've been trying to hide from you, but some of you may have seen them. With that being said, we're gonna jump right back into it, and we'll get started on some more field work here. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So we do need a roller. I don't have one. I think I might check that out because I think there's a cheaper one on there. It's a pretty nice trailer if we had the money for it. So there are some cheaper ones that I have downloaded. This one's fairly nice. It's only 5 meters. I do like this Gutler one as well. Obviously, we don't have enough for it, but it can go up to like 8 meters. But I do like this little Hydroflex. It's a nice little, it's simple, easy, 5 meters. It's only 3 grand. So. And you can get it in whatever color you want. And it's free to change the color. Well, I say whatever color you want. It's basically blue, red, or black. Like Henry Ford said, you can get any color you want as long as you want it in black, right? So, yeah, I think we're going to roll with this because this will help some of our expected yield. Currently, we're at 57%. And that could be because of weeding. It wasn't plowed, and he rolled. So we still got some work to do there. This little thing is pretty simple, though. I will give it that. Basically, just attaches to the 3-point, has a pivot, and then you unfold it. And you set her down. Alright. So like I said, this is called like the Hydroflex 5.2 or something like that. It does work pretty well. As long as you can get your tractor to choose a gear. And you don't miss pieces. The as far as the working lift goes, it is pretty, as far as like being on the edge of the rollers, it's pretty spot on. So yeah, like I was saying, our goals for the farm. I mean, I just want to get a couple parcels. Um, they you get too many, and it gets where you've got so much going on, you forget to do other stuff. Wouldn't mind having a like maybe cows, maybe sheep. But I know I did say I mentioned that there's a production that I wanted to consider when we got done planting, and I forgot to do that. So we're actually going to check that out right now instead. It's a fairly cheap production, but these ones are like 10,000. So this one's a potato production. So basically, like, you can get it to look like either of these three. This one's your bakery production. So basically, you can put wheat into it, and it'll make your flour, and then you can use the flour to make your bread. And if you put eggs into it, I believe you can make noodles. So this was actually the one I was looking at, which we don't have enough for it right now, but it's still a good option. This is your dairy production one. So you can basically put milk, and you can make ice cream, you can make, I'm assuming that's oat milk and soybean milk. That's my assumption. But you can make cheese and butter as well. And then you have a fruit production, so you can put your grapes and get your grape juice, and your raisins. Your tomato can make tomato juice. And then you put like lettuce and tomatoes, and you get salad. So that's actually a really good one if you have a greenhouse like we do. We could start productions of lettuce and tomatoes, and we can make either tomato soup or salad. And then we would have, that would be a constant production. You wouldn't be waiting on grains if you run out, because you're just waiting on your garden, which can produce. And then basically you just set it. You set it like right here, or you set it in this general area, and you can set your one garden to distribute to it. So then you wouldn't be moving stuff all around. It would do it on its own, and the only thing you would have to do is pick up the salad pallets. So then this is just the oil production by itself. This one. So they're just in there by themselves instead of being all combined. This is your cereal production. So basically you put corn, oats, honey, and you can get cereal, Or you can get corn, and I think it's just corn by itself. You get popcorn, and then if you put in oats, you get oatmeal or oats. I'm not sure on that one. That one I haven't messed with. But the one I am wanting, after going through this, I'm actually highly considering the fruits production because it can be a constant flow between. It would be a constant flow between the garden and because you could activate lettuce and tomatoes both. It could be producing them and then distributing them to the production. And you basically have a constant flow year round of salad, which can be produced and stored. And then you could sell it. And I'm really not sure what salad sells for. It's got me curious now, though. Sorry if that makes people nauseous. I know sometimes whenever people do it on theirs, it does to me as well. So there's no selling point for salad. So I wonder if it's one that you have to set down. And you have to factor that into. Yeah, it'd be like this one. Or you could do that one, really. It'd be like $500. I mean, I guess you could do this one. It's just $100. But that's for grains. I kind of like the market stall. Whoa, that's funky. That's really funky. Anyway, so that's my plan as far as the productions go. I kind of want to get both of those at some point. They're cheap. They do okay as far as speed goes. There are some more higher production stuff, obviously, as in they can produce more. But we'll get into those eventually. I've never really been big into like the cake ones. They kind of, I don't know. Seems like a lot of inputs to get not a lot of output. I don't know, like your clothes production, your textile, that pays out a lot. That one can be very profitable. But you also have to look at the startup cost to even get to it, as far as having a harvester. I mean, the harvester alone is pretty expensive. Which obviously you could rent it each year, and that would cut down on your costs, which is cost effective on that side of it. So as we just move along here, we're just watching all that dirt go flat and be cold. Some people call this a cultipacker. Some people call it a roller. So basically, all it's doing is increasing your seed to soil contact. So after you seeded or planted, basically it's just making sure that your soil gets compressed down onto your seed in your real life situations, because sometimes there's open furrows, which a furrow is just what the seed is put down into. So you see on the planter where it's got the rollers that open up the hole and it drops the seed down into them. Well, they don't always get closed all the way back up, and soil's not always compressed down onto them. So there's not a whole lot of seed to soil contact. So what the cultipacker or the roller does is increases that seed to soil contact, so that you have better chance of higher yields and better chance of germination. Which germination is just where the seed itself sprouts and starts to become a plant. So we're just going to keep doing this. I'm not going to worry about time lapsing it. When I get close to done, I'll jump back in and we'll go from there. So it looks like we're on our final pass here. We might have some more little cleanup to do, but as you can see, we're booking right along here. I did learn about halfway through. I was wondering why it was going so slow. But the tractor itself wouldn't shift into high, so I made it shift into high mode. And when I did that, it finally got to the working speed of 9. So it did kind of speed up. I don't know why it wouldn't upshift. It was like rev limiting out. So we ended up figuring it out and getting this whole field done. So honestly, there's not a whole lot left that we can do to it to make it better. We can fertilize it again, which will give us quite a bit, and then we can, once the weeds get high enough, we can spray them. So we're going to get this put away. It's pretty muddy. Really need to get my yard figured out right there. Might do a little bit of pretend work real quick. So I'm just going to change it into mud. So basically we can just say that we tilled it up or whatever. However you want to formulate it in your head. Thought about doing this dry patchy grass. Just so that the bushes aren't really there. The bushes are what bug me. And just say we've been using this area quite a bit for storage, and it's kind of the grass on it's starting to die. So, gonna check out the old garden here. Like 1,600 liters of soybeans. We still got 18,000 liters of water left, so that's good. So the soybeans that comes out of this, I'm gonna end up using as funding to get the production for the fruit production, and then from there we'll change it over to lettuce and tomatoes, and we'll make the mixed salad. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the tractor there. And there's not really a whole lot that we can do right now. We got 8,000. I don't want to go down to 0 or anything. I want to keep some. Some of that's going to be used on herbicide, which we won't use all the herbicides. We'll have some left over, I believe. But once the weeds grow in, and it still does need plowing, so that's part of our hindrance on our yield. It's at 59% out of 100 currently. So once we put that next layer of fertilizer on, it'll jump up again. And then once we take the weeder across it, I think it's like another 5%. So we're going to go ahead and sleep, see if we can get something done in the next day. Well, it was raining in the middle of the night. So that's good. You can tell it's getting later in the year, it's getting darker. So now we do have some weeds growing in. Obviously, this plant won't be ready till like mid next year. So basically, we can get our weeds taken care of and we can get our second layer of fertilizer down today. And then from there, we literally don't have much going on. Let's see how much more that's produced. So we're at 2687 now with 17,000 liters of water. So I'm going to get in the tractor here, try and get started early before it rains too much. I don't even know if it'll let you spray in the rain anymore. I mean, that's not super realistic, so it might not even let you. On here, pallets. Gonna get a herbicide barrel. And a liquid fertilizer barrel. I wondered how that worked. Very interesting. Weird that it does one side at a time, but whoever floats their boat. So we are going to jump into a little bit of a time lapse here. Get this done. And you'll probably actually see me empty out the herbicide and put the fertilizer in, and then I'll go across the field again, and then once I'm done with all that, we'll come back. So that being said, I'll see you on the other side.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, put your hand to the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
So as most of you saw there, I was actually talking, but I forgot to turn my mic on, so my bad. But as I was saying in that, I do have the Iceria Scout. I have the modded version, so this one does 260 meters. As you saw on the map, it covers that big, large area. Some people might call that a little cheaty, but I don't feel like driving around and drilling for 15-20 minutes just to get some soil types. I know that's not really realistic. That's where the semi-realistic part of my play type comes in. And I did lease it. I mean, your farmers, they're not gonna own something like that. Most of them are gonna be mounted to a gator, and the guy that owns that is gonna be what he does. He goes around and takes soil samples. It's gonna be your co-ops. So I found it okay to rent that piece. Speaking of that, we're gonna return it. So, I mean, I did soil sample my entire parcel with one drill point, which isn't realistic. I know that. So with that being said, that's going to be the end of this episode. We'll continue spraying fertilizer on the next episode, getting that second round on. I'm not sure. I don't think we'll actually need to apply much with the precision farming coming into play now. Now that we've went and soil sampled our one time, but I don't think we'll have to apply very much as with everything. So we'll see you on the next one, and we'll call it here. So hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.